when the shutdown first happened, all the agencies closed, and our place, thought about closing, but we decided to go a slightly different route. There was just so much need in the community, we couldn't quite do it. So we let our employees, we laid them off, but I stayed, and we reduced our hours to 25 hours, 25 to 30 hours a week, and then it was just me there helping like where we could. And like I said, most of that was delivering food out in the community. Unfortunately, what happened is just the way things work out is I make just enough to survive. And so I fell into this weird crack where I didn't qualify for unemployment because I worked 25 to 30 hours. I'm a student, so I didn't qualify for the stimulus money. And my hours got reduced, and then the avalanche started to where I just couldn't pay everything every month. And so eventually it got to the point to where I was just so far behind, like I had to make the decision, do we keep the power on? Or do we pay the rent? And my car broke down, of course, right in the middle of it. And so I actually came here to Ara Babcock at Good Samaritan Ministries and just kind of, I was pretty frazzled. She's so wonderful. And laid out what had happened. And they were able to help me out with my rent, which is great because I don't know what I would have done without them. And so once I at least could cover like once I got my rent paid, then I just focused all my money on all the other bills that were coming in. And it gave me a month to kind of get back on my feet. And then we opened, and then my hours went back to normal. And then I'm just slowly digging out. But I would imagine just like everybody else, I just went into a hole and I just couldn't get out of it. And it just took just a little nudge to at least let me start climbing out, as in America, really the worst thing you can do is need help. It's unfortunately part of our culture. And so that's where I found myself. Even though I am a hard worker, and so it was a little humbling at first, but then I thought, you know what? You just need help. This happened. It was beyond your control. Go ask, which was the hardest thing to do, was to actually just admit that I was vulnerable and I wasn't quite making it. And then once that happened, it was just and there was some help out there for me. It was a relief in two ways. One, like, it's not good to hold that kind of stuff in. Like when you're in that much crisis and you just don't know how you're going to feed your son or the bills, it's a lot, So just expressing that verbally to somebody took a huge weight off my shoulders. And then the fact that there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, I wasn't going to be homeless with my own son out in my car, also took a little bit more of that burden off until finally it felt like I could breathe again. Because there for a while, everywhere I turned, it just didn't seem like there was any way out of this thing. Really, if you're struggling with anxiety or even financial struggles, the only way out is to reach out to somebody. And especially like if it's with anxiety, uncertainty, fear, holding that stuff in is like just stacking bricks on a wall, and eventually you can't contain that weight anymore. Reaching out will relieve some of those bricks. And then once you do reach out, you'll realize how much comes off your shoulders and you'll want to do it again. And as far as like being in trouble, there are programs out there to help you. We're very fortunate to live in Montana. There's a lot of caring people here. And so reach out and ask. More than likely, there's some help for you. Maybe not, but more than likely there is. It might not be all the help you need, but some help is better than no help.